It's quite the irony to find out the greatest Indiana Jones playset ever made was achieved by the Germans.
Shorty! Chao Chi! Latsu Sansa!
Hello, lady, we going for a ride!
When compared to many other 1980s toy lines, Kenner's Raiders of the Lost Ark was smaller than most. However, it packed a serious punch. Only 11 figures in total, it's the surrounding assortment of hardware and mini playsets that made this toy line shine. Kenner left no price point unearthed, offering toys in every size to give your parents wallet options, which allowed you the possibility of an Arabian horse after you had your tonsils removed, 2 different adventure sets with exclusive figures to choose from if you needed to bring a gift to a birthday party, and at Christmas time, larger prizes from Santa with the Desert Convoy truck, or better yet, the Well of Souls playset. Oddly, the Well of Souls was just under $8 at retail, while the truck was just under $10. Today, Hasbro would charge at least $200 for each of these.
Fools. Bureaucratic
What
fools.
they say?
Unfortunately, with the difficulty in keeping the main Indiana Jones figure available at retail for kids to start their collections, Kenner's ambition with Raiders of the Lost Ark was crushed under the immense weight of unsold peg warmers like the German Mechanic and Tote, resulting in clearance-tagged Streets of Cairo playsets sitting in Toys R Us until the mid-80s. Plans had been in place for figures of Belloc and Satipo from the opening of Raiders in a figure and accessories 2-pack, as well as a Ravenwood bar 2-pack with a Nepalese henchman and a repack of Tote, possibly resculpted, but we'll never know. They even had designs for an Indiana Jones micro collection in the vein of the Star Wars micros, but by 1983, the Star Wars micro collection had already been canceled, so there was little incentive to move ahead with the Indiana Jones version. It would have included a lot of amazing trap and action features, just like we saw in Raiders that the Well of Souls playset really couldn't deliver on. But like Cloud City, it seems Kenner was in a mode of delivering the most exciting locations in micro scale rather than providing them for the mainline action figure ranges. As you know from our original video on these toys, the Temple of Doom figure line from LJN was a non-starter. Only 3 out of the 5 intended figures made it to market, with Willie and Short Round cancelled after prototyping, and the strange minecart chase action set also quietly halted. Even in 2008, when Hasbro was going all in on Indiana Jones, they phoned in the main playset of Akator by just reskinning the Mustafar playset from Revenge of the Sith. Lacking in engaging play features, it failed at being both an Indiana Jones movie location and at being an effective imaginary Indiana Jones action environment. Some indie action figure devotees like Toy Otter have done amazing fantasy renders of potential Temple of Doom figure playsets, but sadly, it's all fugazi.
Fairy dust.
These fantastical ideas are frustratingly just that, dreams that will never manifest. But then German toy maker Schleich, which wasn't anywhere close to being on anyone's Indiana Jones toys bingo card, dropped in from the ceiling like Batman to reveal the Dino Temple Conquest playset. And if this incredible thing isn't the brainchild of a massive Indiana Jones fan, I'll eat my own indie hat. Schleich's Dino Temple Conquest's intended theme is squarely between Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park. Set in what appears to be a decidedly ancient ruin somewhere in the jungles of either South America or some island in the Pacific Ocean, it imparts the idea of a lone explorer being chased by a few predatory dinosaurs while on the search for a legendary golden T-Rex skull. So as you can immediately see, this would lend itself perfectly to a play environment for Jurassic Park figures and vehicles. However, due to so many 1980s cartoons borrowing from the popularity of Indiana Jones by having the heroes and villains race to ancient places to fight over powerful artifacts, this would be a perfect location for G.I. Joe and Cobra to fight over the last piece of some device for world domination, a temple where Kellic aims to summon a demon lord into the realm unless our adventurers can stop them, and definitely a place for Miles Mayhem to show up looking for his latest ancient mystery to stop Mask once and for all. Plus, with the inclusion of the dinosaurs, it's tailor-made for Tomb Raider Lara Croft to fight her way to the Golden Skull, if you can find a custom 3 3/4 inch figure of her, that is. Many figure lines would have so many opportunities with this playset. However, the real revelation with Schleich's creation is we finally have a substantial action figure environment for Indiana Jones. Even the color of the playset's stonework objects are virtually identical to the color of Kenner's Well of Souls components. That can't be a coincidence. Can it? Schleich has designed this playset in a modular fashion, where all of the elements that radiate out from the central temple can be reconfigured in a variety of ways, allowing for new play geographies. The outer features, effectively the pathways to reach the temple, are essentially their own modules that you can connect together with a rope bridge element. Each module has its own adventure gimmick. The stone staircase collapses at the push of a switch, and a small cage inset into the base contains a torch, which is then used at the top of the staircase to open the flagstone and reveal one of the 3 pieces of a golden egg. Cross the rope bridge, which has breakaway slats to endanger your adventurers, and you reach a platform with a tall carved pillar. A set of stone steps leads down from this pillar into a cave. On the platform itself, the flagstones hold the next solution. Press down on the correct flagstones and the pillar falls, revealing the hiding place of the second piece of the golden egg. This pillar, when toppled, lines up perfectly with the upper floor of the main temple, creating a bridge to reach the structure. This door also has attachments for the rope bridge at the top of a ruined stone staircase, if you wish to change the configuration, so the falling pillar can stand alone or collapse onto the side of the temple instead. Press the hidden locking stones and only then will the door open and fall downward. Your figures then enter the main temple chamber, with a large circular carving on the floor and a dais for something. In the corner of the ruined walls, a switch is hidden in the floor, which opens a doorway in the outer wall of the temple, and also reveals the hiding place of the final piece of the golden egg. Once assembled, this egg is the key you place in the dais, which when depressed and rotated, opens the temple floor in epic fashion. At this point, you have 2 choices. You can rappel down into the lower chamber with a rope and hook, or you can use the stone staircase that reveals itself. In the undercroft of the temple, spider webs greet intruders, and a cage in the upper corner of the chamber contains the golden T-Rex skull. One button on the wall drops the steel cage further down. The other button lowers the shelf upon which the skull rests. Choose the wrong button, and the skull remains trapped. Given the thought and engineering that went into this toy, the quality of the plastic, and the complexity of the design in an era where toy companies are abandoning children in favor of adult collectors and high prices with very little product in return, it's a huge accomplishment by Schleich. And yet, Schleich wasn't done. There's a mega set version of this playset that includes 2 additional modules to extend the path of the obstacles to the temple, and a pair of flexible stone bridges to provide almost countless combinations. One module is a partially collapsed wooden walkway that serves as an alternate location for one piece of the golden egg, and has a middle section that, when stepped on, traps the occupant in a wooden cage. The other module is a stone cave, atop which is a segmented circular floor, where several flagstones are trap doors that will send your hapless figures into the abyss. When you consider many of the similarities between the playset's features and the Indiana Jones adventures, the idea of a golden idol at the center of an ancient temple, a torch used as a tool, rappelling into an ancient underground sanctum, a rope bridge with breakaway slats, a cage underneath the temple itself, tiles that fall away when stepped on, a narrow stone bridge over a chasm, the structure splitting apart along a floor seal, and stone spiral stairs that open up in the floor. I ask again, that can't be a coincidence. Can it? The final mile, depending on your level of obsession, is to get a second one of these sets so you can double the span of the rope bridge and have a nearly purpose-built Temple of Doom final action scene in toy form. With it being just vague enough to inspire all kinds of new Indiana Jones adventures for kids, rather than locked into specific movie moments, but just specific enough in its features to echo all of the classic movies, Schleich's Dino Temple Conquest achieves both fortune and glory.